Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Luna the Programmer, and today we're back with another Dokkan battle video. So before we get into the main juicy stuff, quick notes. New Super Battle Road stage, new support memory for Trunks and Mai here. Um, and here they are. The new units, not the Dragon Ball Heroes units, and the other stuff. We covered those, most of them anyway. I did forget about um, Baby Janemba, but you know what? Who cares? Apparently, a lot of people, because he's really good. But besides the point, the two new units that I want to point out are, of course, the the androids, as you can see here. So yes, we did get this teaser back in the news a short while ago. But the new units that are going to be coming up are, of course, DFE, Android 17 and 18 Future, by the way. And apparently the banner unit that would be alongside them is Android 19 and Dr. Gero. Or Android 19 and 20, whichever one floats your boat. Um, and as I said this sucks, and apparently I was quite incorrect. Not about this category, though. This category is garbage. So apparently this category is called World Turmoil or Worldly Chaos or something. So the images are very small. So if you can see, it is obviously the androids, only their future variants. Cell, the Goku Black and Zamasu's, uh, various Boo units. There's some Kid Boo, there's some Boohan. There's not too much cohesion in the category because, yeah, okay. You have to think about within the category itself. Okay, you have Zamasu's with the Goku Blacks, that works. And you have the Boos with themselves, even though it's not every Boo, but you have the Boos with themselves. Right? Or you have the Cells with themselves, right? There's even Demon King Piccolo in here a few times. But then you take into effect that the category leader is is actually an android, and your options start to look a little limited because to make, or rather to get the most out of the android unit, you're going to want to run other android units. So as far as that goes, though, you're not going to be running Cell because his links are garbage. You're not going to be running anyone in the category aside from these very specific Android 17 and 18 units. And while sure, they're Link, none of them are super good besides the main unit themselves. But we'll see how big of a problem that is in a minute. There go SA animations, which look pretty good. So, another future lead. I was hoping that Trunks would be the AGL Trunks that just released would have been a future lead, but I see now that they were saving it for these guys. So, Trunks is the Cell Saga lead, and these guys are the future lead. That's fine, I guess. So they are 170 to both categories, which I do think is notable. I'm not sure. Is this the first future lead with a full 170 set? Someone correct me on that. I'm not sure. So their super attack effect, they raise attack and defense for one turn, causes immense damage, and they actually seal. Had a yawn there. So here we go with the references because they are Android 17 and 18. So the passive is 170% attack as well as 180% defense at turn start. Now, this is turn 1, and you include the fact that they raise for a turn as well as sealing. If that was all this unit was already, that's pretty decent, at least as far as a beat stick goes. You know, just pure monkey, caveman type stuff, right? But that wasn't enough for Dokkan. They said, you know what? I got you, homie. Because they said, I know Androids is trash right now, so let me get you with some of these right here. So, they've randomly changed a type of skis for tech included, unfortunately. But I guess that makes sense. Because they're changing it to tech. And then they gain an additional attack and defense plus 35% for each tech key sphere obtained. Bro, what? What? So they orb change for themselves and then get 35% per orb? What that? Even if you get two orbs, that's 70% on top of the 170 and 180 plus the defensive raise. Oh my, already, bro. Already we're getting to dangerously OP. um but if that wasn't enough, say you don't get a tech key sphere. Okay. then you only get an additional 17% attack and 18% defense. You're like, oh, yeah, as if that's not as good. That's still pretty great, you know. Then they get an additional 70% or more attack, rather, with 7 or more key spheres obtained, which might not happen too often. But again, they orb change. And this is not tech key spheres, by the way. This is just key spheres in general. So you get 70% attack with 7, and 80% defense with 8 or more key spheres. And then they get plus 1 key per rainbow key sphere obtained. And then, if their HP is, this is where things get a little wonky. If HP is 35% or below when attacking, they guarantee additional super. So that's probably never going to happen. However, I don't mind that, because you take a look at what happens when they're above that threshold. When HP is 30% or above when receiving an attack, nullify enemies' blast-based super attack. So they almost, because this is almost all the time, so they are almost guaranteed to nullify, completely negate key-based supers, blast-based supers. And the animation is the Android 17 barrier. What the heck? I'm speechless. I can't even talk. This is amazing. And if that wasn't enough, okay, you think the passive is great. Now they have, of course they have an active. Like, every new unit these days has to have an active. Why wouldn't they have an active? Thankfully, their active is not as broken as I thought. It's still good though. So it can be activated when there is one enemy whose HP is 35% or higher, or when there are 3 or more enemies. Notice now, there is not a turn or attack number restriction. You do not have to wait for performing a certain amount of attacks. You do not have to wait for a certain amount of turns to pass. This makes it pretty good in things like Super Battle World. Especially that turn 1. Maybe you get a bad rotation and they're the only guys you have on there. Okay, no problem. They just completely negate your attack for a turn. Your attack is now delayed. You get ignored. So just pretty good stuff. Now, it doesn't do any damage, and this debuff only lasts a single turn, and it's only on one enemy, but I think the ease of use sort of edges it out. So the link sets are Organic Upgrade, Android Assault, Twin Terrors, Brutal Beatdown, Nightmare, Dismal Future, and Fierce Battle. Categories are Future Saga, Android, Sibling Spawn, Cell Saga, Joint Forces, and of course the brand new and entirely unnecessary World Turmoil. Now, one thing that I do want to point out, because normally, I do take a look at categories and such, link partners and such, in addition to categories, is we scroll back up to the category really quickly. Neither pair of LR androids is on there, and I think that's incredibly stupid. I know why it's like that. I do understand why it's like that. But it's incredibly stupid for it to be like that, because I suppose the catch here is that all androids, at least all Android 17 and 18s that are in this category, are future. They have future in their name. Like the DFE, the tech and strength one that just easy the free to plays, the AGL and physical one, right? All of those have future in the name. You take a look at both LR pairs, they don't. And you would think, okay, well that makes sense for at least the LR physical, right? They're from the present timeline. They have Android 16 with them, so it wouldn't make sense for them to be on a category based where the androids down there have the future stuff, right? And you notice every other android on here also has future, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But also, that can be explained away. But what about the AGL androids? Now, yes, again, they are not named future, nor do they have the category. But I do think it's really telling that their art is literally them standing in the middle of the city they destroyed in the future, which they didn't do in the present, which is apparently where they're supposed to come from. So it doesn't match up, so they're not on the category. Dokkan moment. once again. Anyways, enough negativity. Let's take a look at my boys here. Dr. Giro and Android 19 accumulated murderous intent. And I've been looking at these guys, and as you can see, you can read along, absolutely broken. It's like, okay, we have these guys. We have, Pan that just released. We have the, what was the other banner unit that released? I literally forgot. But, we have that SDR Trunks that released a while back. We have the Frieza, the third form Frieza, right? We have these guys. And then you have Tech Piccolo from the Namek Saga 11. It's like, what were they thinking? Jesus Christ. What a sad state of affairs for the boy Piccolo. That moment when Dr. Giro and Android 19 is more hyped than Piccolo. Dokkan moment. Anyways, they lead androids with 3 key and 130 to stats, so a good sub leader if you're missing any, or maybe running them on Battlefield. Bionic Punisher, I like that name. They raises attack and defense for a single turn. They call supreme damage, and then they recover 10% of HP, which is pretty good. Passive energy sees 200% attack and 190% defense. Now, remember, Trunks, who I keep bringing up because he's gotten a bit more relevance due to the newer Trunks releasing. Trunks has 200% attack and defense, plus supports with 3 key and 40%. So they have 200 attack, 190 defense, but then they gain an additional 39% and disable guard when launching a super, right? So they're already above Trunks, and we haven't even gotten to the 40% support. Did I mention they have that? We haven't even gotten to the 40% support that they give to Android category allies. So they have that. Then they foresee super attacks if your HP is below 39%, which is pretty not good, right? That HP is a little restrictive, but again, same thing with the tech androids that we just looked at. That doesn't matter, because if you take a look at what they actually do above that threshold, besides that threshold, look what they have here. They absorb. Now, remember, previously they were negated by the androids. They were nullified. These guys absorb the super attacks launched, and then they recover 39% of that damage as HP. Meaning, the stronger that the super attack is, the more HP you'll be getting back. And they're supporting. And they're healing on super. And they're raising their attack and defense for 1 turn. And they're disabling guard. And they occasionally, they might see super attacks. Yeah. Okay. Like, between these guys, Heart Virus Goku, that was the unit I couldn't remember. These guys, Heart Virus Goku, third form Frieza, the Trunks. It's like, what were you doing with Piccolo, Akatsuki? I don't know. So links: Android Assault, Energy Absorption, Red Ribbon Army, Nightmare, Brutal Beatdown, Fear and Faith, and Fierce Battle. Now, them being a Giro 19 unit means that their links are not godlike, but Nightmare, Brutal Beatdown, Fear and Faith are always nice to see. Okay, and of course Fierce Battle. So even if you dislike the other links, that is 4 out of 7 links that are pretty good, pretty decent for villains. I'd say that's a win. But again, given the nature of the unit, you're most certainly going to be wanting to using them on androids. And don't forget, these guys are Extreme Int. You know who else is Extreme Int? Garlic Jr. Yeah. Oh my goodness. These support units have been insane lately. So categories, obviously androids. Obviously Cell Saga, Target Goku, naturally, Power Absorption, of course, and Joined Forces. I was hoping this would be an LR. However, now that I've seen what they've done with them as a banner unit, I'm not mad. Not disappointed at all. So that is them. They're their kits, right? As you can see on the official Dokkan Twitter there. This is them at 0%. So again, banner unit, their stats will be fairly low, right? Thankfully, they are. I believe int units get 5,000 to all stats. So yeah. There are the main units, the androids here. Again, animations, because apparently the bot decided that it would post something that was already posted. But okay, it's whatever. The bot didn't know. So yes, that's gonna do it for us this time. Android category definitely making a resurgence. I would say that these androids, the tech ones, I mean, probably I do I want to say top one TUR? I really do want to say that. I really do. But I'll content myself to saying top five TUR in the game right now. And I would say these two almost single handedly. Well, I guess if it's two, it wouldn't be single handedly, right? These units, both units that we looked at today, are pulling androids out of the mud by themselves. You take a look at that, then you consider maybe the LR androids, the friend summon ones, might get an easy A. Maybe. You consider that. Androids is looking. Future Gohan might get an easy A as well. Who knows? The original one. And we're looking pretty good if you're an androids lover. You know. I don't know who that would be, considering the team has been trash up until this very moment. But again, between these guys, between the Android 21 and Android 16, that's so. Before we end here, because I'm winding down the video, but before we end here, let's just take a look at potential team comp if you haven't gotten it yet. So you have these new 17 and 18. You have the Dr. Giro unit. You have STR 21. You have Tech 16. Okay. You have a potential easy A for the AGL androids, right? That's 5 units. You throw on who could fit, you know? Who else is on here, right? You throw, I don't know. I'm trying to think here because there's really no other unit. Maybe just for the meme, you throw on physical Kid Buu for the 50% support. Maybe you want to do that. That team, the damage dealers on that team, absolutely nutty. Absolutely nutty. Now again, that is pretty much the only team comp that you could really make because there's not slim pickings amongst androids. You're not gonna run any cell units because they're bad. You're not gonna run pretty much any other 17, 18, 16, 15, 14, 13 RIP Android 13 though. Maybe you could run him in place of Kid Buu because he'll actually do damage and he'll actually have defense, but he'll be supporting less, but he'll link better. So there is very, very slight variance there for the team, but you get all those units together and you build that exact team build and you're looking pretty good for the majority of content in the game. Delicious. Okay, so enough procrastinating. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video or learned something new. Leave a dislike if you didn't enjoy the video or didn't learn anything. Make sure to do the things the algorithm likes, like leaving a comment and dropping a subscription. My name is Luna, also known as Luna the Programmer, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.